So it's great to have you in our 50 over 50 list.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure to be here with you.
So I'm curious because I feel like this list is actually, it's celebrating women over 50, 60, 70, 80, having such power and having such impact. But the message really is for younger women.
Absolutely.
And I'm wondering, as a younger woman, maybe you at 20 or 25, did you ever imagine your career after 50?
Never. I thought I was going to continue being on television and having my own show, but I really never thought what was going to happen after 50, and that at 59 I was going to be able to be where I'm at.
When you were younger, did you plan your career or try to plan it in your mind or imagine it?
I always wanted to be a journalist.
Right.
And I did that for 35 years, and I was enchanted. I was in love with my career.
In your 20s, did you think, when I'm 55, I'm going to be doing this in my career? Were you even imagining a career in your 50s?
I knew I was going to stay on television. I wanted to have my own show, which I did. So I was going to continue being who I was.
What do you think I think I know what the answer to this is, but I'm always wrong, actually. What do you think your greatest accomplishment is or was after the age of 50?
Winning this race. No one really thought that I could win this race and be able to topple one of the Democratic titans.
What did they say about you?
They said, it's impossible, Maria. I mean, we love you. We're not going to give you a little money, but you will not be able to take her out.
Why did you run?
Because of conviction, because of democratic socialism, because we Cuban-Americans, we know very well what that means. Misery, oppression, and exile. And I do not want that for my kids or your kids.
When the naysayers said it's impossible, how did you answer to that?
Just watch me. You'll see. I know my people. I know they will vote for me. And I proved it. Even 20% of the Democrats, Hispanic Democrats, voted for Salazar, being a Republican.
You ran the first time and lost.
Correct.
And were you undeterred? Were you upset?
I was very upset, but I knew that I didn't know what I was doing. So some of the important people within the Republican Party came to me and they said, you should do it again, and I'm sure that you have a shot. But then we were encountering this democratic socialism within the Democratic Party, and I knew that I stood for the values that are entrenched in my community. The Cuban-Americans, the exile community, the immigrant community of South Florida. And I said, I can represent them because they feel like me. This is not it has nothing to do with political parties. It has to do with your conviction and with your love for the American agenda, the American exceptionality. And that is what we represent, and that's why I won.
So you did it again, and you won.
And I won.
And I love that you just said, when I said, were you upset that you didn't, you said, no, I mean, I knew I didn't know what I was doing. I think women have a hard time sometimes saying when they don't know. They're afraid of being, you know what, okay, I'm gonna try again.
Absolutely.
Look at this.
Absolutely. Because the American system gives you the opportunity of trying and trying and trying. Hey, listen, I interviewed Fidel Castro. That was really impossible, because I'm the enemy, and Fidel was Fidel. It took me 3 years. It took me 3 years of constant calling him, saying, I want to interview him. And they gave up, and they allowed me to interview him.
That's so awesome.
So you never give up.
So in this stage of your career, and especially being over the age of 50, which is the women on this list that we're looking at, and we're celebrating you, what are the ways that you might feel more empowered at this stage in your life, do you think? Is there a difference to you at 40, you at 30, you at 20?
I'm wiser. I don't sweat the small stuff. I'm kinder. I'm more compassionate. I'm here for the common good. We're all the same. We're on the same boat, rowing towards the same place. No one owns the boat. We're all in the same position. We just have to be kind to each other, and know that that life is an experience, and at the end, you should not resent. You should love more, and raise your levels of awareness, and know where you're going, and have compassion for the other, who may not know where he or she is going, who may not have those high levels of awareness, who may not have the compassion, who may not have the wisdom. And that's where I'm at.
Was there a time before the age of 50 where, because you weren't as wise or as compassionate and sort of pulled together as you feel at this stage in your life, where maybe you felt, oh, I want to give up, or I don't know why I can't, you were kind of confused, crossroads?
Absolutely.
What was that like? When was that?
Sometimes in this first 100 days, I go, what am I doing here? This is so hard. Where is the bipartisanship? Where is the working together? I mean, is this really the way government works? But we're here for a purpose.
But before the age of 50 in your life, was there a time when you kind of questioned everything and wanted to give up?
Absolutely, many times.
What can you
having
describe?
to get made up every day, having to deal with bad producers, having to deal with bad bosses, not making the money that you thought you needed to make. But you
Are you describing my career or yours? I've been in
describing-
television for 35 years.
You know what it's like.
Yeah.
And sometimes the bosses and the producers don't treat us well, and we don't get what we feel we deserve because we've worked so hard day in and day out. But you never give up. I'm Cuban-American. I'm the daughter of political refugees. You never, never, never give up.
At what point after the age of 50 did you realize that your hard work, your never, never, never giving up, had paid off and amounted to something?
All throughout my career, but after 50, you're asking me?
Yes.
Specifically for this race.
Yeah.
If I would have not tried it the second time, I would not be here in front of you representing my community. Listen, this is one of probably the toughest job that I've done, running for Congress. Most people don't know what a congressperson does. Having to travel back and forth, not sleeping in your house, not seeing your family, having to fight with the other party, not moving the projects that you think that are good for the country because other people are not thinking like you are. But it's the most gratifying because you're doing it for the common good. You're doing for what you believe in. So now I would say that I am at that point where I will never give up. And hopefully if the voters want me to, I will die doing this for the common good and for the benefit of the best country on earth. And you know, you've heard that, I'm sure the people have heard that phrase so many times. Oh, America is the best country on earth. It is indeed. And I'm telling you, I was a war correspondent.
I haven't heard it enough lately, actually, so you can keep saying it.
Oh yeah, it's no doubt.
Past 4 years, we've been saying bad things about America.
No.
It's great.
People, you know, the problem is that you do not understand white if you have not seen black. And I've seen black many times. And that's why I ran, because we may not be perfect, but we're still the best there is. And how do I know that? Because I've been on the other side. I have been to every single Latin American country. I was doing this for 35 years. I have seen what a bad government looks like. And we're not perfect, but we're still the best.
I love it. How much did you win by?
Almost 3 points. 10,000 votes.
10,000 votes. That must have felt so good.
Well, sure. But I felt it. I felt it months before.
Yeah.
But that evening, I can share with you a picture that depicts that moment. I was surrounded by volunteers. I didn't want to invite anybody, no donors or people from the party, important political members. I wanted to celebrate with the people who helped me win, with the volunteers and with the staffers that were making like 5 cents an hour. And that, yes, and the whole city. No one really could believe it. No one really could believe. That's why everybody say, or most people say, that this was the biggest upset in the country. And I'm very proud of repeating that. I didn't know that was going to be, but now I say it over and over again, and I go, wow.
So this picture, who were you standing with, and how did you hear you first had won?
It was in Florida. You know who wins that same evening. So at 7:20, the first dump came out, and I was up by almost 1 point. So between 7:20 and 8:30, we were waiting for the second and the third dump, but my political advisors, Joe Pileggi, who I have to mention him because he really helped me win, he told me I would not want to be in your opponent's shoes at this hour. And I said, we did it.
So I love this because, wait, how old are you right now?
I'm 59.
59. Okay. So for young women in their 20s and 30s who are like scrambling with their careers, they're asking you for advice. They're trying to, have kids, do whatever, do it all. They're rushing. What's your message?
Take it easy. Take it easy. Stay at it. Take care of your kids first. Because according to Jackie O, if you do not raise your children well, it does not matter what else you do. Your kids are first. Because you don't want them to come to you later and say, Mom, you were never there. If you're there, it's because you care. There's time for everything. In this country, there's time for everything. So, and I think I'm a very good example. Take it easy, work a little, play with your kids, be there, and then once they're 18 or 21, like my kids are, then you go do the other bigger things. You can only do 3 things right. Raise your kids and have a career. You cannot raise your kids, have a career, and have a good, nice social life. You got to pick 2 out of the 3.
2 out of 3. Okay, I'd take the first 2, I guess.
But those are the long-lasting.
So the message to young women is they have a long runway.
They have 40 years, 50 years to do many things. So,
maybe 60.
Correct. Or 75. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's 80. Look where she's at the helm.
I'm looking right at her. All right, I got a couple fun questions to end this. This was great. What is the one app you can't live without?
Let me see.
Where do you always go on your phone? What app?
I would say, yes, that's the alarm. I would say, well, I have a couple. I would say the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, the Wall Street Journal app. You like that? Okay.
Yeah.
What is the most used emoji? What do you use?
Oh, yeah, the emojis.
Yeah, which one? Yeah. Which one do you use?
The 3 little monkeys.
The 3 little monkeys. No. Okay, I like that. Nancy Pelosi uses hearts. Just FYI.
Nancy Pelosi what?
Her favorite emoji is hearts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that she needs to show more of it.
Okay. What? Okay, I have word association for you. Do you know what that is? Like, I'll say a word, you tell me what comes to mind. One word. Millennials.
Millennials, my children. Okay. Martina, Nicoletta, 2021.
Okay. Okay, good. Do you like, just name one of these, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook?
Instagram.
Okay. Do you want to be called grandma?
Not yet.
Got it. Okay. What comes to mind when I say this word? Retirement.
Never.
Do you like landlines?
Yes, you hear the people better.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Better.
Well, but
better.
that's not.
Better.
That's for old people.
Yeah, that's me.
But the sound is better.
Better,
and
exactly.
yeah, that's right.
I totally agree.
Thank you.
Maria, thank you so much.
Great
Great
to
interview.
You.